Hey guys, I won't be talking for too long here. This is just gonna be a quick intro. This is another massive 3v3 battle here, hosted by Caesar's Forum, so thank you for them. On my team we have Lemgard as our team captain, playing as Parthia, me, myself as Armenia, and the Medjay of Faiyum as Atropatkan. On our enemy side, we have the dreaded Immersaholic as Syracuse, Astro Robin as Rhodes, and my former team captain, Nightingale as Massalia. Let's see how well we do. I won't talk about the armies until after the battle, you will be able to see them there, because I just want to get into this battle. It is quite a long one, especially compared to all my other videos, so let's just get straight into it. Okay, so here we are on the battlefield, and you can see here how we formed up. Basically, we have Medjay all the way over here near the Temple of Zeus, which is actually a massive fortress that or a structure that you can't move past. So it's like perfect for tactics. It's giving us a defensive flank here. We don't need to worry about this side basically. But we fear the enemy might do the same as well. So we formed up over here with Medjay trying to hold his own over here. And then Lemgard and we would stay over here with me as the Armenians and Andre as the Parthians. We would flank around and attack the side, try to do the decisive blow. We have our more elite cavalry all the way out here. Let's just start the battle. And they're gonna go into this forest here, try to stay hidden, because they were still hidden while they were here, so that was good. So we expected them to not be anywhere near here, so that was excellent. We chose my cheap scouts here with 8 speed to go out and scout ahead. A reasonable decision in my opinion. We need to figure out where the enemy were and just try to stay inside the forested areas so they would stay hidden for as long as possible. But I do believe they will get spotted rather fast. Like my general and some of my spears here, they're already visible. So they know where we are. And we already find them. We can see Rhodes and Syracuse over here, and we know that Rhodes is one of the YouTube players and then Syracuse is the other one, so we know this is where most of their army will be. And this is quite bad for us because they will be able to, they know where we are, so they will be able to just hit our flank just like we did in the first battle actually. So I told Medjay here to fall back soon. Just don't engage them, because that would be terrible if they do. He would be all alone while Andre and we are way back here with our elite cavalry. I mean, they will be able to get up there rather fast, but not all the rest here. These guys have 3 speed. The pikes here though, they only have 2. But here we can see we're just turning around here, trying to get up here. Medjay, he is falling back now. We are abandoning this temple here, although it could be good to have. But we need to stay together. If we fight 3v1, it's gonna be devastating for us. They are slowly turning as well now. They have realized we are all the way out here. So we can already expect the battle to take place right here. While choosing the army composition, we expected them to have a lot of skirmishers, but like Rhodes. They have the Rhodian slingers, and that's what they brought here, the Rhodian slingers with their exceptional 215 range. And then the same for Syracuse. We expected them to bring the, what's it called, the crossbowmen they have. But as a matter of fact, they actually didn't. They brought even more slingers. As you can see over here, we just saw one of the cavalry. They were probably scouting ahead as well, and we just lured them away, scared them off. But basically, with their range advantage, we really wanted it to be in the forest, just so we can minimize their effectiveness. So this is actually a rather fine place for us. The only downside is now that as we abandon this position here, it will be hard for us to actually outflank them, because that's like our main goal. They are Greek factions, so they will try to stay defensive. Although they are using the Thorio units, like they haven't brought any hoplites, no pikes, anything. It's just Thorio spears, for example. And like they're good for mobility and being fast to react with. Good for an offensive attack basically, which is the exact opposite they are gonna do. I can just say that now. They will form a line up here. We are still on our way. We have most of the units up here now. The Armenian Thorax swordsmen, they are like really good, my units here. They will be able to do some dangerous damage. But the thing is, for the Middle Eastern factions, they have these cataphracts here, and they are like really good, but also uber expensive, so we couldn't really afford to bring that strong an infantry force, not at least if we wanted strong cavalry, and we really wanted like all the cavalry we could get, because cavalry is key in Divide Et Impera. So some of our units are quite weak. For example, these Armenian Highlanders, they were extremely cheap, but they had a lot of armor piercing damage, so I thought why not. We also had these Armenian spears here. They're basically levies, so they're worth nothing but bodies. And bodies could be good as well here, to pin down the enemy and then use axemen to flank around. That's like a valid option to do. We can see here Medjay has one unit of Iranian nobles all the way out here on the flank here, ready to go in behind and attack. And we can also see Nightingale now as well, their team leader, running around in the back, so we basically know this is all their units. They're not gonna make any sudden attack from the behind. They're gonna try to stay defensive, hold their lines for as long as possible. They do have some cavalry out here trying to scout the forest to make sure we don't do any funny business, but we're not in position to do that yet. We're still way back here. We are moving forward now. I decided to pull my Armenian Highlanders inside the forest here, hoping they would forget they were there, and then, because like we can see most of their units are here, I'm expecting this to be their flank. So if they engage over here with my Armenian spears, for example, they will have engaged the weaker units, and then these guys, they can go in and do devastating rear charges or side charges with their armor piercing, and basically win that individual fight. And now most of our units have moved forward. I believe these pikemen here, I will pull them into the forest as well, try to keep them hidden. Because like, yeah, like we're doing that now. And that's basically because pikemen, against the AI, they should just be on the front lines right off the bat. But against the player, he will know not to engage pikes. So he will try to do everything he can to take them out. And the best way to do that is of course by using your skirmishers. And as these Greek city-states over here, they have just brought tons of slingers, they will easily be able to take them out if they were on the front line and make a massive gap in our lines. And that would be bad for us. So the plan is to lure the enemy in, and once they have engaged, we will swap our front line with the pikes, so they will take over. And right now, another thing that happened was that they, at least earlier you can see it right here, they used their slings to fire at our Armenian spears. And they are like the perfect target because they are weak, they aren't worth anything. So if they are wasting their units on them, that would be perfect for us. I'm keeping the Thorax in behind. Andre, he's staying right here behind me as well to prepare to assist. Yeah, his skirmishers as well. Cavalry is trying to get around the flanks here to threaten them. And here you can see we're starting to push up. I am, at least. The same with Medjay. He is moving up here as well to try and use this temple as well to make sure he won't get outflanked. Here we see their Sam Knight infantry here. They are an alright unit. They can do some good damage, but I'm not too scared of them. I started to fire at their skirmishers here. I only have one skirmisher unit actually. The rest are from Andre and Medjay. Here, out here you can see we're starting to attack. I'm trying to keep some of my units behind, just there's no need to engage just yet. Just send in these Armenian spears here, pin them down, then use the axes to flank around. A thing I know I didn't do that well in this battle was managing my cavalry, especially these light cavalry here. I frequently used them just to annoy the rear, but they just ended up using their slingers to target them, and that over time it will be very dangerous to do that for my cavalry. They will get destroyed by this, they will melt basically. But the battle starts over here now, where we are sending in our axes as well to this side here, trying to take them out. I'm pulling these guys out of this engagement. These pikes here, or spears, they are pinning them down. They will in turn face them. If not, they will just face the morale penalty. And then these guys can go in as well and do another charge. And somehow they can actually target my Armenian cataphracts. That is something I didn't notice in time. I did pull them out eventually, but they took, I think they lost about 30 or so units. Like, this wasn't the right decision. We need to pull them back, not forward. Here you can see the Armenian thorax, they are pushing in as well, catching another unit of guard here. That's excellent. And Medjay, he has engaged as well now with his Persian hoplites, his apple bearers. Apple bearers, they are like an insane unit. They will do so well. What I would like to see here is for these guys to charge out now, because they are currently facing the temple. That's the wrong way. But he will do an excellent job over here, Medjay, winning these individual battles. We have way more units over here engaged and helping on this side. And that is basically because our cavalry at the moment, although they are not engaged, they are doing something very different actually. They are basically keeping these units occupied. Like, they have spears here, they have their skirmishers facing this direction, cavalry as well. They're trying to play defensive here. That's a smart move, a great move by them. But that means these guys aren't actually engaged on the front lines, meaning we have superiority out here. It's basically what we wanted. We will slowly be able to destroy these units one by one. You can see an excellent charge here from Andre with his Partho-Hellenic infantry. Excellent. Skirmishers doing their thing, even more infantry ready. Our thorax units here, they're doing their job as well. I believe I pulled out one more unit here because I didn't find them. I didn't think they would be needed right there. I can circle them around and help somewhere else. These guys are trying to get through, but we are gonna do another rear charge here into their flank. Perfect, then we can send our spears to pin them down again. Out here, their skirmishers are being an annoying piece of trash, trying to take out our Parthian late bodyguard units here. Luckily, they are very heavily armored with 56 armor, so it will take quite a while for them to get taken out. But they have a lot of armor piercing damage, these slingers, I believe. Not these guys. Some of them had. Maybe it was the... No, never mind. But basically, it will take a while for them to take out these cavalry, but with enough ammo spent, it will be done. So we need to keep them away. We just couldn't get in behind. Something they did very well. Now we're slowly winning this first battle over here. We used one of my war cries from my general, he's right there. And that means this unit broke. We can now just crush this side here with all these units. The Highlanders, which surprisingly did a good job here. One of them is breaking, but it's fine. We can deal with that. Throughout the center here, we're doing fine as well. And what about our spears here, our pikes? They are being pulled out as well now. It is time for them to go in here in this massive blob here and just take over. It will basically give us make these units here available to go elsewhere and help gain superiority, because these pikes here, they don't need support, not in the front at least. They will win any engagement up front. It's just the sides that need to be protected. Speaking of sides, the Rhodian player now pulls out his slingers and cavalry. Here, I'm not sure what he's doing here, but we are trying to force them back now with our own cavalry. Trying to say, go back. They're sending forward their Thoria's swordsmen as well. We're not sure what they're doing here. Probably trying to increase morale or something. Medjay, he is doing an excellent job over here. He is pinning down these units, still with a very superior, with way more numbers than the Syracusian player. He has this unit out here which he isn't using. I mean, it could definitely threaten this region here, try to throw out units or something. I don't know why he's not doing that. I think he's probably too occupied with all of this going on. That's fine. Getting some nice shots into the side here, although it's not the weak side, it's the spear side. And here you can see one of my first mistakes here with my cavalry. I basically let him charge them and then just use the skirmishes to take them out. A major problem, especially with cavalry being as good as it is. A horrendous move by me. I'm trying to pull them out, but I think they will rout eventually. They have 8 speed, but so do the Tarantine cavalry. We did rout one of their skirmishes in here. That's nice. We still need to take out the rest though. The pikes are slowly in formation. Now we just need to take them down. There we go. Or something. Wait, I don't know why I can't see them. There we go, they're there. They will push in now. Retreat with our units. And now these guys, they will just pursue because they don't realize this. They're too focused elsewhere. We have a unit here of mean spearmen routing, or wavering at least, but it will be fine. This engagement right here in the center will slowly turn into our favor here, because this is incredibly strong. And we're doing this in time as well, because this side here is slowly breaking. Our Highlanders, they have done their job, slowing down this side here, weakening them. But they are taking a lot of damage as well. But now these Thor actions, they can just go in there and plug the gap, like we're doing now. Over here we've slowly made some progress as well. These guys are almost gone. Same for these guys, they have taken a lot of damage. Like these guys have taken lost almost half of their unit. Over here we are losing one Iranian Thoros. We have a minor problem with all these guys getting clumped up, like this unit in front and this guy in the back. Now they can take over, but they could have gone elsewhere and helped encircle the enemy. That would have been perfect. The Rhodian player is now trying to threaten with a rear charge on this side, and that could be horrible if that happened. So basically we're sending out everything we have. We're trying to force him out of there by reforming our lines, and he is going to retreat. Our cavalry were there, my units, everything. I pulled as much as I had over there just to say stop that. If he attacked with a rear charge, this unit would have been gone. Here you can see our pikemen have done an excellent job. One unit is already routed. They're sitting in another one to just say stop it, but it's a bad thing for them. They are running straight into pikemen, exactly what we want. These pikemen here are doing a god's work basically. We have made another gap right here. I think we will take advantage of it now. We're sending in our Thoric spears. Gaps starting to form over here with them slowly breaking. It is looking very good for us. See here, yet another unit is breaking. It's going to be a massive gap here for 2 units. If we can exploit this, we can go straight into the skirmishes, which is their core feature in the army. In behind, we're still trying to draw out the enemy, just threatening the rear. If we could have gotten them through here, it would have been much better actually. But it was just too dangerous with all the cavalry and the spears just able to engage. It would have been bad. Over here we are breaking another unit. It's looking very good. There you can see our cavalry, or my cavalry, they're just sitting here waiting. Waiting for an opportunity. We're slowly pulling them out here, although that was bad. We really want them to get back here and maybe protect our backside. Use these gaps that we have. Here we see another unit trying to engage, running straight into our pikes. Another mistake of theirs. But then, once again, we make a dumb mistake, or I do. I pull forward my pikes here to try and pin them down. And somehow the Rhodian player actually realized this and then will do a rear charge. And if you have any experience with pikes, you know pikes have take major morale penalties from getting charged from the sides or rear. Over here we have a massive wavering party. The Syracusians infantry, they're wavering. We had one of Medjay's units wavered as well. These guys broke. It's looking good. These guys have started to face these units over here. I'm fine with this. We've made a massive gap over here now. And we are gonna try to exploit it, I believe. Sending in the apple bearers, they're trying to plug the gap as well. But it will go in our favor still. What else is going on here? This side here, we are slowly winning as well. Our infantry are doing a good job. They're sending out skirmishers to deal with our cavalry. A bad thing for us. They are also targeting my general here, and he is taking a lot of damage. He won't die though, but still. This I realized way too late. I didn't know they were able to see him even in the forest. We are gonna pull him out though, and he will survive the day until the end of the battle. We have pulled these pikes way far out of formation now, and they will get recharged as mentioned earlier. A very bad decision by me, because now these guys need to reform, and this will allow the slingers, the Rhodans, the Greek slingers, like Gallic slingers, everything just to fire in the back of these guys. And that's like the best situation for a slinger unit. Firing in the back will do major damage. And for them to be a slinger unit as well, it's just like basically a mini shotgun. Ancient shotgun basically. Here we have exploited that gap here now. We are trying to encircle these units here, break them so we can send out even more units into the alliance here. But I think we made one mistake here by sending one too many units over here. We need to nullify this in the back somehow. Or just send them all the way out here. For example, these units here, they aren't fighting. These guys are doing great damage. We have 2 units here. One of them doing nothing. Over here, I have these units doing nothing. All our cavalry, they're still doing nothing. I mean, for example, right here, it's an excellent place to charge. If we just brought all the cavalry over to this side here, or none of these guys could get there in time. We could have gone through, taking out these skirmishers, pinned down the cavalry, might have lost a few, but then the rest could have gone in behind, take out the skirmishers, do rear charges, everything we want. Now that would have been amazing. Here we see one of the pikemen breaking. That rear fire was too much for them. That didn't do enough, in my opinion. These guys are breaking as well, but the other pikes, they're doing a fine job, doing their thing. This right here is a major problem as well. We have way too many units stuck in here. Andra here sending out his units now to engage these guys, but this one unit here is pinning down a lot, and we just can't afford it. They're even using their generals now to start holding us down. I remember them saying they were really scared of what was going on. So that was good. So we did put a lot of pressure on them. Here we see another one of my units getting broken basically. They were out here because of the skirmishers. They were too much for them. Once more, I forget to maneuver them. They did take out one of their units here that's breaking. That's what he did, I believe. Andre tried to rout all the units that was broken at least. Here we see another time where he charged my infantry or cavalry and they just get destroyed here. Major mistake. Right now I'm sending over my cataphracts to try and exploit these gaps here, send them in behind somewhere. They are doing some rear charges over here, so I will try to get in behind here and do them here instead. Because now this general unit here is moving all the way into the center, trying to use his morale buffs, I believe. So we can get in here. We're sitting in spears now to try and just slow down these skirmishes here. They're doing major damage towards us, and we just can't have it. We need to stop them. Over here, I'm sitting in another one of my spearmen, doing the same thing. The general's right here trying to catch him out. The skirmishers, they got caught in battle. That was not the best. Another unit going over there. Now we see some of my weaker units, they are breaking now, but the pikes, they're still holding strong in the center. exactly what we want. They did get a kind of a side charge here into our flank, but they will stand. They will hold the ground. This unit just got rear charged. They will break as well soon, at least. Exactly what we want. My thorax swordsmen, they are moving up here now. I will try to send them up here to help with this cavalry engagement. Take out the spears that they are trying to use. Sending in the cataphracts as well now. Just need to get rid of that general and everything in behind here. And then another mistake of mine is I just left this cataphract unit here. I forgot to actually send them through and do something. They just got stuck here. Originally I wanted them to get over here and help, but I saw these spears or something, I believe. And now with that cavalry getting in here, I think they're just stuck here. I'm trying to get them out, but it won't happen in time. This side here is going well. And I just killed another unit here of thorax swordsmen. So there's 2 more units available for us. These thorax units, they just got charged by cavalry and they can't sustain that. They're gonna rout as well. In the center here we have one of Medjay's cavalry units. They are getting quite a few kills, but now they're just getting outnumbered from all sides. Like they have spears, cavalry, 2 generals, everything. I pulled in my own cataphract unit to try and do some damage here, but it's not going so well. He will be pulled out again to take out this cavalry unit here, try to help on this side. In the center we are breaking a lot of their units as well, but some of ours are wavering as well. That's not the best. They are hillmen though, so that's fine. Over here most of our units have won the battle, but the slingers, they've just kept on getting those sweet side shots. They can just fire into our rears and flanks, and that's just way too devastating. Our pikes now, they have taken out their enemy basically, so we need to form up over here where the battle is starting, but now they know where they are and it will be very hard for them to engage an enemy. These guys are still fighting someone, but in time when they are finished, it will be way too hard to actually get over here. How are these guys still alive? Like, they have a ton of units engaging them. This cavalry as well, they're getting reinforcements. All of my cavalry is gone, I believe. No, we have one right here. Right in the middle of the skirmishers. I thought they would have done better actually. But I think I go for the Rhodian general now. And then they will just rally to him and just try to take out my cavalry. These spears, that general, everything. But we had all these units here. I thought we could have won this over there. Take out the generals now because like they're right on the front lines. It looks so good for us. Most of the units they have left are skirmishers, some cavalry. They just took out one of our cavalry units over here, so that's bad. They have these units back here wavering or rallying, so that's bad. I don't know what's going on over here. We have like 3 very strong units: elite shield bearers, apple bearers, and Persian axemen. They're just stuck here against these Romanized infantry. Like, they're good units, they are pinning down, but like they should be fighting here and they have the numbers advantage, so they should be fighting. In the center we are trying our best, but we are starting to lose a ton of our own units now actually, surprisingly enough. Our cavalry out here, they're getting hunted down by spears. We are getting away from them, but like we can't really pin them down. We have our own archers, but like they're not fit for battle. Like, look at this. They're using pajamas for God's sake. We have infantry as well, but they're just too slow to catch up with them. Our pikes, they are trying to get in here now and form up, but again, they're way too slow for that. They will not be able to reach it in time. Occasion archer sitting there. Our general, he is still alive, sitting well, using his abilities whenever he can. I thought this would have been a nice charge here from our thorax swordsmen, but apparently they were actually facing us and thus didn't do that well of that much damage here. Too bad. Again, my spears, everything in the center, they're slowly breaking. If just they could have hold out for a bit longer for our pikes to form up. But no. The same for these Patho-killing infantry. If they could have stayed alive and just pinned these guys down, we could have maybe done some damage over here to this massive blob they have. But now with them gone, they can just flank around. I have my Caucasian archers right here. They have probably wasted or used all the ammo now. We lose another cavalry unit out here. That's very bad to the general, and it's actually a team up between the Rhodian player and Syracuse. So that's interesting. Now we are starting to lose this fight over here, where we once had the numbers advantage. I think he pulled out one of the units to fire in the side. Another thing that's quite funny here is like the Stallion player, I believe this was Nightingale, he pulled out his general out here, I don't know why. But he didn't realize that Medjay's general was here as well. So I just ordered him to charge, and then I pulled out my own general to help him as well. And we just took out this general here out of nowhere. It was kind of funny. I thought this would be a massive turning point in the battle, like we could rout all the Mýself units. That would have been amazing if that happened. But nonetheless, most of our units, they were quite weak as well. The pikes, they were doing the thing. This one is not engaged yet. They are keeping them away from this flank. That's fine, but we need them to fight, not just sit there. These units, they are idle, so that's good for us at least. We're trying to slow them down, take them out here. But we have another unit right here, just sitting here doing nothing. Persian hoplites. They are hard to use as well. He is setting them now, so that's good. Great job by Medjay. Over here, these guys, they are wavering. We need to get rid of the cavalry, but they are just taking out our units one by one with these cavalry units. They must have the advantage now, the cavalry advantage. Getting another great charge right here into the Persian apple bearers. Catching our units off guard in one-on-one engagements. It's bad for us. Another one of my units break here. My swordsmen, they are trying to catch this slinger unit off guard, and they do so, but it's not good enough. We have a few units returning from battle, but they are so far away they won't be able to help. My general, he is right here in the thick of battle, hoping to get a good rear charge right here on this side. Open up these units here. Now that would have been amazing. But he actually realized this Nightingale, so he sends out his Thorio units to stop this. And this was very bad. Now they just made the charge, they engaged, and now they get charged from the side. I will try to pull them out, but look at all this. A ton of these cavalry units, the cataphracts, they're just caught in melee, watching them fall. It feels bad watching this. And now you can probably see that most of our units, they are all over the place, losing, whereas they are intact right in the center, sending out the cavalry to help everywhere. A major problem for us. My general is being hunted down by that cavalry. Nightingale is Andre is trying to help, but Nightingale is in the way. Getting a crazy charge here. I believe they will break instantly because of that cataphract charge. Yeah, they will. And look at this, the balance of power is still very close, just slightly in our favor now. Because of our cavalry. But I think our infantry and everything, they were just too far away from each other now. Look at this. My pikes, they will be outflanked now with their spears and general. Our skirmishers here, they're getting charged. They have spears, so they will hold out for a while, but it's not good enough. Pikes just standing here on their own. I will try to make a small blockade here where they are just gonna protect each other's rear, just to keep them alive for as long as possible, because they are not gonna be able to catch up with another unit, not now. And now the balance of power will turn in their favor. These units here that are returning, they're way too far away, they won't be able to get up here in time. My general is dead, and Andre, he is trying to do his best to survive. Medjay is sending out his cavalry here to hunt down broken units. we will send them back now. But we have another cavalry unit breaking over here. I think you can already see now that this battle here is pretty much over. Most of our units will do a valiant stand and do their best to survive, but this was a very close battle. I'm happy with how it turned out. We are doing our best over here with Medjay to survive, but they did so well at holding out. They were able to plug the gaps we've made in their lines. Congrats to them for doing that. And the skirmishers, yeah, they were too good. They really did the job for them. I don't think we need to talk more about this battle here. You can all see how this turned out. So let's just meet again once we can see the statistics. Okay, so basically it ended up as a valiant defeat. And I can see why. It was a very close battle. It could have gone either way. We had the upper hand at some point of the battle, but they managed to turn it around with their skirmishers. Did an excellent job. Look at the Syracusan slingers here. 131, almost 100. Pretty good here. They're basically still alive, so they've probably got even more ammo left. These guys, they're alright, but they got charged. So they would have done a lot better if we didn't slow them down. Cavalry as well did excellent at the end, just doing the rear charges. Thorax spears or Thoria spears and infantry, they did alright, slowing down our units, but not that great. Let's talk about our own units first. We can start with Andre. His cataphracts, they got a few kills. Mostly the units that already broke, but they did an even more important job in basically forcing some of the enemy units to stay behind and not engage. His skirmishers did excellent though. Same for his infantry, they did excellent in supporting our battles, getting the upper hand. It definitely helped us win those engagement up front. In terms of me, my cavalry, yeah, it wasn't great. This one unit did quite well. It got into the center of their skirmishers. I believe it's probably these Rhodian slingers here I caught. But still, the other units here, that's not so good. 0 kills and just 1. Like, this is atrocious. And for this cataphract unit to only get 12, that's horrendous. Really bad from my side. I need to get better at cavalry usage. My spears here, all the weak units, did surprisingly well though. This unit here got 250 kills. These axemen here, they got around 100 kills each. Like, that's very good. These guys did fine as well. Pikes I'm happy with. These two at least. They managed to hold out for quite some time. This unit here I fucked up with and just ended up get killed. Thorax, I'm happy with them as well. They managed to get devastating charges at the front line and basically win the battle wherever they were. And then for Cyrus, he had another cataphract unit that did excellent, and then 2 of them that didn't do his best. That could have been a bit better as well. His spears or skirmishers here, this one did alright, these ones not so much, but that's what we expect basically, because they would have the Rhodian slingers. We expect them to have the skirmisher advantage, which is why I only brought 1 skirmisher actually. Because otherwise they would just be targeted and get killed. His other units though, like for example the Apple Bearers, did excellent. They are some of the best units in the game. His Hoplites did fine, this one did at least. And the Spara here as well, excellent job. Same for these axemen here, they did a fine job. Overall, I think it was a close battle. You can see here that Cyrus got the most kills as well. Closely followed up by Immersaholic, and then Astro Robin, who got a few, and then so on. Let's look at their armies actually. First up is Immersaholic, we all know him. His cavalry did excellent, of course. Skirmishers, overall a solid army here. Most of them got decent kills. These units they could have gone better actually, for these Sam Knight units here. But his Thoyers, they did a good job for him. In terms of Astro Robin, the one who faced me, his spears and Thoria, they got a few more kills. They were facing basically these spears here and hillmen, so they were expected to get a few more kills, but we took out quite a lot of them actually. This one here, they just broke or maybe never fought at all. The skirmishers though, one of them did excellent, but the others, they might not have gotten that many kills, but they were firing a lot, and I really mean a lot, on our cavalry, and that did way more damage than you might think. Really taking down their HP, and that can be very bad. Had this very nice thorax unit though that did quite well actually. It did get demolished at some point though, but it did well. This spear unit as well did 269, got that many, wow, surprising actually. Excellent. And for Nightingale, his cavalry, they did fine. Same for his, whoa, his infantry did well. The spears did an excellent job. These guys did very well at taking out our units. This Roman legionary, it was these two here, they were stuck on the temple in that weird fight over there, and that's why they got this many kills. That's like insane numbers. Well done, guys. Overall a close battle, and I enjoyed it very much. So thank you everyone for playing, and to you guys for watching, and until next time everybody, goodbye and spread happiness.